Farewell to adolescence, I bid you adieu. Years 11 to 22 began earlier than a few. Mom at 12, auntie at 17, most of my classmates fell somewhere in between. My growing teenage body never asked to be called a hottie, especially not from older men strangers who made me feel like my life, my body was in danger. They weren't the first, not the last, thinking Jennifer Gardner glitter must have been sprinkled on my figure. But isn't it always young black girls who are sexualized? Some even before the very age of 5? For me, years 3, 4, to my surprise, I'm still here, I'm still alive. To say farewell to adolescence, I bid you adieu. I have no more time, energy, or patience left to give you. Mom trusted that man named Dave, even though I don't always like the way he behaves. I give him props. He gave my mom a ring and taught us about all the finer things. To be honest, he's half the reason why I can even afford to think of most of my dreams. Back at 1085, I used to hate to see my mom crying. It was for a better life that she was praying. For that, she was willing to put up with all of his behavior, now on his resume under awards and accolades read, White Savior. He probably thinks he'll be headed straight to the front of the gate. Unlike him, had patience, always had time to wait. So farewell to adolescence, I bid you adieu. In my mind, I no longer hold a place for you. My brain's full as can be, unlike Daddy's fridge when I was a teen. Nothing much to eat, there's still some Chinese food from last week, moldy vegetables in the bottom drawer, a couple cans dated from the Civil Rights era. Grandma cooped up in her bed asking when she'll be fed. So I'm stuck making rice that my sister says will go to my thighs. My whole life she spoke with a tongue made of knives. Yet, even so, I idolized. Closed mouth or stuffed mouth were my only responses. I'd rather shovel brie, fries, and pizza pies into my face than stick up to the sister that I idolize. This was the avoidant communication style I chose until the number on the scale continually rose. With one meal a day, I attempted to keep my hunger at bay. Not like the other girls. Oh geez, those girls could eat whatever they pleased. I was so over the push and pull, and most importantly, never being full. So I say once again, farewell to adolescence, I bid you adieu. Are you as tired of me as I once was of you? You took 2 of my favorite people before I was ready, before college, before marriage, before they could even consider a baby or a carriage. They did what I couldn't in that 7th grade closet. Should have popped up on Eric. R.I.P. Chelsea, R.I.P. Audrey. Her eyes looked just like me. She died over some overexposed pictures. I can relate even though I never took exposed pictures. I pray for their souls and hate knowing that they'll never reach their goals. But it's because of them that I have my target pop. Same reason why I'll never ever stop. Till kids like us are able to share how we feel inside, then maybe girls like Fatima won't have to bully or fake pride. One can only assume that living in her shoes after 9/11 made her realize that this place right here most definitely isn't heaven. So she made my life hell and breaks between each school bell. 400 years of tears for the words she used over those 2 years. And even after, it continually rings in my ears. Amanda's unworthy, Amanda's unloved, Amanda should be forgotten, buried, pushed and shoved into a corner for all to unremember. So farewell to adolescence, I bid you adieu, not just the students, but the teachers at each of my schools. They all seem unprepared. No one gave them the tools. They question my requests, claim my inquisition disrespect, tell my mom I distract them when I have a prominent reaction. They point out that I'm other and think that will go over well with my mother. They say that they are pro-social behaviors, but ma'am, your daughter is too social and needs to behave here. But what about Chloe, Sam, and Tony? They too seem to always find everything funny. Yet no phone calls made, emails sent. Yes, but you see, Amanda, she's different. I told my mom it probably would have been better if we never moved. Probably would have been better if we never knew. Yeah, way back when, might have been drugs, gangs, and violence back then. But to be honest, my hood, always better than these folks in their white hoods. Kids on Twitter talking about how white lives matter most. Like, who raised these children to think that that was something reasonable to post? My friends reminisce about our old stomping grounds, saying things like, man, I wish those times were still around. I shake my head in disagreement. I mean, I got a couple memories that are half decent. Even with all the dances, rallies, and Friday night lights, I still look back at that time and consider it smite. Alone, but never lonely, maybe broke, but you can't buy me, 'cause now I've got my own boots, even came with the strap. Thinking about how this could have been easier was only a trap. I'm equipped to get back on my own 2 feet, recognizing I'm whole, on my way to complete. Taking one more second, please stay in your seat. I've got one last thing before my final feat. Peace out, adolescence. I wish that I knew all the things that you taught me that I never expected you to. Showed me age doesn't correlate with experience, and there's no guessing what we carry with us. So I'll be listening and caring, not too overbearing. Allow freedom to ring and hope one day that they'll sing. This is my final goodbye. I can't promise I won't cry. My last farewell, my last adieu. I am just now learning to love all that you put me through.